The Journey of the Body After Death. Perspectives from ancient stories and religious rituals. The question of what happens after death has intrigued and mystified humanity for millennia. Across cultures, religions, and civilizations, it has inspired countless interpretations, forming the foundation of myths, rituals, and spiritual traditions. Death, often seen as the conclusion of physical life, is rarely considered the ultimate end. Instead, it is portrayed as a gateway, a transformative phase leading to a realm beyond the mortal plane. This exploration delves into interpretations of death and the afterlife, as expressed through ancient stories, religious teachings, and cultural practices. From the cyclical rebirth of Buddhism and Hinduism to divine judgment in Christianity, and from the pharaoh's journeys in ancient Egypt to ancestral reverence in various traditions, these beliefs reflect a universal faith in the continuity of the soul, transcending the physical boundaries of the body. 1. Buddhism, rebirth and the cycle of samsara. In Buddhism, death is not a final chapter, but a transition within the endless cycle of samsara, or rebirth. The teachings of the Heart Sutra and Lankavatara Sutra describe how one's karma, the cumulative effect of thoughts, words, and actions, determines the soul's future existence. Depending on one's karma, the soul may ascend to the heavenly realms, return as a human, or fall into the lower realms of animals, ghosts, or hell beings. A vivid example of this philosophy can be found in the tale of Tam and Cam, an ancient Vietnamese story often associated with Buddhist principles. After her death, Tam's soul undergoes a series of transformations: a bird, a tree, and ultimately a new human life, symbolizing the cycles of rebirth and karmic justice. For many Buddhists, the ultimate goal is not to remain in the cycle, but to escape it through nirvana, a state of liberation from suffering and rebirth. Mahayana Buddhism also offers the concept of the Western Pure Land, ruled by Amitabha Buddha, where the soul can cultivate enlightenment without the struggles of samsara. Rituals like chanting, offering incense, and reciting Amitabha's name are practiced to guide the deceased toward favorable rebirth or entry into this heavenly realm. 2. Christianity, judgment and eternal life. Christianity presents a distinct perspective emphasizing divine judgment and the promise of eternal life. According to the Bible, particularly the Gospels and Revelation, after death, the soul stands before God for judgment. The righteous are welcomed into heaven, a paradise of eternal joy and union with God, while the wicked face eternal punishment in hell. One compelling biblical parable, the rich man and Lazarus, illustrates this belief. Lazarus, a poor but virtuous man, ascends to heaven upon his death, while the wealthy man, who led a selfish life, descends to hell. This story underscores the Christian principle that earthly deeds and faith in God determine the soul's fate in the afterlife. Christian rituals such as the Mass for the dead and prayers for souls in purgatory serve to intercede for the departed, seeking God's mercy and granting peace to their souls. Days like All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day allow the living to honor the dead, reaffirming their faith in the resurrection and eternal life promised by Christ. 3. Hinduism, samsara, and the pursuit of moksha. Hinduism shares Buddhism's concept of samsara, but it places a unique emphasis on moksha, or liberation from the cycle of birth and rebirth. The Bhagavad Gita and Vedas describe the immortal Atman soul as transcendent, moving from one body to another based on karma, the moral weight of one's actions. A poignant tale from Hindu mythology is that of Bhishma in the Mahabharata. Gifted with the ability to choose the time of his death, Bhishma exemplifies spiritual mastery. After fulfilling his duties in life, he waits for an auspicious moment to die, reflecting the belief in cosmic order and the possibility of attaining moksha through righteousness and wisdom. Hindu death rituals, such as cremation, facilitate the soul's release from earthly ties. The ashes are often scattered in sacred rivers like the Ganges, symbolizing purification and reunion with the cosmic cycle. Posthumous ceremonies like Shraddha ensure the soul's peace and smooth transition to its next life or ultimate liberation. Fourth, ancient cultures, mythologies of the afterlife. Egypt, the judgment of Osiris. Ancient Egyptians envisioned the afterlife as a journey through the Duat, underworld, culminating in the judgment of Osiris. According to the Book of the Dead, the heart of the deceased was weighed against the feather of Mahat, the goddess of truth. A pure heart allowed entry into the field of reeds, a heavenly paradise. A heavy heart, however, was devoured by Amit, a fearsome creature condemning the soul to oblivion. Elaborate rituals, mummification, and treasures entombed with the deceased served as tools for the soul's protection and sustenance on its journey. Pharaohs like Tutankhamun were buried with gold, food, and sacred spells to ensure their safe passage into eternity. Greece, Hades, and the rivers of the underworld. In Greek mythology, souls traveled to the domain of Hades, crossing the river Styx with the help of Charon, the ferryman. Based on their deeds, souls were sent to Elysium, a paradise for the virtuous, the Asphodel Meadows for ordinary souls, or Tartarus, a realm of eternal punishment. To secure a safe journey, Greeks placed coins in the mouths of the deceased to pay Charon. Festivals like Anthesteria honored the dead, reflecting the belief in an ongoing connection between the living and the departed. 5. Universal themes, the soul's enduring journey. Despite the diversity of beliefs, certain themes echo universally across cultures. Continuity of the soul. Whether through reincarnation, judgment, or transformation, the soul persists beyond death. Moral accountability. Actions in life shape the soul's destiny, emphasizing ethical behavior and spiritual awareness. Rituals of memory. Honoring the dead through ceremonies bridges the worlds of the living and the departed, fostering connection and solace. From Egypt's grand pyramids to Vietnam's humble altars, humanity's approaches to death and the afterlife reflect a shared longing for meaning, continuity, and hope. Conclusion: embracing the mystery of death. Death remains one of life's greatest mysteries, inspiring stories, rituals, and philosophies across time. From the cyclic rebirth of Buddhism and Hinduism to the divine judgment of Christianity, and from ancient Egyptian trials to Vietnamese ancestral devotion, these narratives illuminate a universal human desire to transcend mortality. These traditions remind us that while the body may perish, the soul endures, whether as a presence, a memory, or an eternal being. They encourage us to live with purpose and integrity, knowing that our actions resonate beyond the boundaries of life, offering meaning and connection in the face of life's greatest enigma. As we delve into these diverse perspectives on life after death, one unifying thread emerges: the belief in the eternal journey of the soul. Whether viewed through the lens of rebirth, judgment, or spiritual transformation, this idea offers a profound sense of hope and purpose. It reminds us of the value of living virtuously, cultivating compassion, and seeking understanding, not only for ourselves, but also for those who have passed on. Advice for honoring the soul one. Cultivate virtue in daily life. Every tradition emphasizes the importance of actions, thoughts, and intentions in shaping our journey beyond life. Living with integrity, kindness, and mindfulness can create a legacy that resonates both in the physical world and beyond. Whether or not you believe in reincarnation or divine judgment, living a virtuous life leaves a positive imprint on the people and the world around you. 2. Remember and celebrate loved ones. Rituals and acts of remembrance connect us with those who have passed. Lighting a candle, offering prayers, or sharing stories about loved ones can bridge the gap between the physical and spiritual realms. These practices not only honor the dead, but also provide solace and healing for the living. 3. Embrace cultural and spiritual wisdom. Each tradition, whether religious or cultural, offers a wealth of wisdom on navigating life and understanding death. Explore these teachings with an open heart, incorporating practices that resonate with your beliefs and values. Whether it's meditating on karma, praying for divine grace, or celebrating ancestral festivals, these actions can enrich your spiritual journey. 4. Support the transition of the departed. Many cultures emphasize aiding the deceased in their journey to the afterlife. Acts such as chanting, reciting prayers, or making charitable offerings in their name can be meaningful gestures. These practices are not only symbolic, but also serve to strengthen our bond with those who have passed. The voice of souls, a sense of presence. Reflecting on the presence of souls, one might wonder, what would the departed wish to share with us? Across spiritual traditions and cultural narratives, a recurring sentiment emerges. Souls often yearn for peace, remembrance, and the continued well-being of their loved ones. Seeking peace. Many beliefs suggest that souls find peace when they are remembered with love and respect. Holding on to anger, guilt, or unresolved conflicts can impede the spiritual journey of both the living and the departed. Forgiveness, gratitude, and acceptance can help release these burdens, allowing both parties to move forward. Encouraging connection. Stories from ancestral worship and spiritual practices often imply that souls remain connected to the living. This connection is not one of fear, but of guidance and comfort. The departed, in many traditions, are seen as protectors and guardians, offering subtle signs or feelings of reassurance. Fostering legacy. A soul's journey is deeply tied to the legacy they leave behind. By living in alignment with the values and virtues imparted by those who came before us, we honor their memory and ensure that their essence continues to inspire future generations. A shared human hope. The belief in the soul's continuity reflects humanity's shared hope that death is not the end, but a transformation, a return, or a reunion. While our understanding of the afterlife varies, what remains universal is the desire for connection between the living and the dead, the past and the present, the earthly and the divine. Death, though an inevitable aspect of life, need not be feared or shrouded in sorrow. It is a reminder of life's preciousness and a call to live meaningfully. Let us honor the souls that have come before us, cherish those around us, and approach our own existence with humility, courage, and an open heart. In doing so, we find not only peace for ourselves, but also a greater understanding of the intricate tapestry of life and death that unites us all.